Hi everyone, welcome to Soulrise Gaming, Tap Titans 2 Splash Mechanic Guide. This is from version 3.1 onwards, so from April 2019 is when the update came out. Big thanks and love to Lemmingllama, Taco and the Tap Titan 2 community for all their help and support from the guide. This is mainly based on Lemmingllama's guide, which I'll put a link to in the description below. So send them love and support, because without people like them, these things wouldn't be possible. So thank you very much for all the help for the community and for everything you do. You guys are awesome. So what we'll go through today is Splash Mechanic. A lot of questions get asked about this. It's quite complicated, so I'll try to break it down bit by bit. So first I'll go through terminology. Here are some definitions and terminology that we used in the guide. So starting off, so splashing is the act of killing multiple titans with a single attack. The more titans you can kill with a single attack, the more titans you are splashing through. Splash damage. In order to splash, you need splash damage. Splash damage is a multiplier that boosts any damage greatly than what is required to kill a titan, and then uses the boosted damage to kill other titans when splashing. If your splash damage is too low or you run out of damage to kill additional titans, you'd be forced to stop splashing. Splash damage comes from the pet kit and from artifact corrupted rune heart. Splash count. The number of titans you can kill directly when splashing. By default, you have your initial kill and 3 additional splash counts. By default, splash counts will only be able to kill regular titans, and by default, you must use a minimum of 1 splash in order to kill a titan per stage you splash through. Splash through bosses. Exactly how it sounds like. It allows you to splash to kill through bosses as well as you progress through the next stage, and this is how you see people go through several stages in a single attack. Currently, clan ship attacks when you have points in aero assault skill. Heavily strike attacks will have your points in angelic radiant skill. Lightning burst attacks, shadow clone attacks, and when you completed the ruthless necromancer mythic sets, can you splash through bosses. Splash skip is a way to skip titans when splashing through each stage you splash through. It does not use any of your splash damage or splash count to skip titans when splash skip, and your splash skip count resets each time you reach a new stage. For players who want to splash through several stages in a single attack, and having a high splash skip is essential act as it has less titans per stage to actually splash through. Many players think of it as a temporary intimidating presence levels. Snap is a titan that reduces the number of titans per stage by half for the next 50 stages. Additionally, it allows you to splash skip to skip every titan in the stage when splashing, rather than you requiring you to use your splash count to kill 1 titan per stage. With a high enough splash skip and using splash through bosses damage source and having enough splash damage, you can splash through as many stages as you have a splash count. Porter is a boss titan that uses stage skip to move you 50 stages forward. Stage skip is not splashing, nor does it use any regular splash mechanic. It simply teleports you 50 stage forwards. You continue and your merry way. When you splash a porter, it will calculate both your splash and your stage skip and move you to the correct stage and titan based on the sum of both. Multi-spawns are when non-boss titans splash with several smaller titans. Each will give you 1 splash count, only usable on the stage you've killed them on. You also drop 100% more gold. Many mana will give you 25% more money per multi-spawn, and you get 2 to 4 multi-spawns by default, and you increase this by using ambush skill. Lightning Burst. Lightning Burst is a tier 3 skill in a night tree, but does a special attack that splashes through bosses using pet damage. It's a special because it will double the pet splash skip for a Lightning Burst attack. Coordinated Defense. Coordinated Defense is a tier 3 skill in a warlord tree that fires the clan cannon and summons a clanmate to attack. Clan ship shots fired by activating coordinated defense will have double the clan ship splash skip. Anti-Titan Cannon. The Anti-Titan Cannon is a passive skill that grants clan ship splash skip. Power Surge. Power Surge is a passive skill that grants pet splash skip. Mystic Impact. Mystic Impact is a passive skill that grants Shadow Clone splash skip and Heavenly Strike splash skip. Arcane Bargain. Arcane Bargain is a passive skill that increases the effect of all other passive skills. Blaster skip example. So this is the beginning example, which is just focusing on the splash damage calculations. So if you're a new player who's got the first level in pet kit or corrupted rune heart and want to figure out how this cool splash stuff is about, you have a total of 1% splash damage, no additional splash count, no additional splash skip. Just after prestiging, we have 8 titans per stage, and we're sitting at 0 to 8 titans killed on our stage. Each titan will have 10 HP, and we're dealing a whopping 2000 damage per attack. So to begin, we attack the titan, dealing 2000 damage to it, which means reducing its health to 0 first. So 2000 damage minus the 10 HP will leave us 1990 damage. Next, we take the overall damage left of 1990 and multiply it by splash damage to determine how much damage we'll be able to do for the next titan. So that's 1990, and you times that by the 1% splash damage that we've got, which gives you 19.9 splash damage. Now that we've got the 19.9 splash damage, we can begin splashing additional titans for this. So we've already used one of the 4 total splash count to kill the first titan, so we next need to apply 10 damage to the second titan to kill it. This will bring the splash down to 9.9 splash damage. And then we use up 2 of a 4 total splash count. Next, we'll apply the remaining 9.9 damage to the titan, but that's not enough to kill it. Because our splash damage ran out, we'll stop splashing here. So from progressing from 0 to 8 titans for this stage, we've then progressed to 2 over 8 titans to stage. And we're left with the last titan with only 0.1 health remaining. This means we can easily kill them and begin splashing again. Now, for more advanced splashing mechanic, so this will be splashing through bosses and splash skip. With this example, I'm going to assume that you're going to be dealing enough damage to have enough splash damage to attain maximum amount of splash every time. This will be a simplified example of how to allow us to focus solely on the number of titans, amount of splash, and amount of splash skip. So after the basic example we've shown before, we've gotten some skill points and invested in aerial assault skill to help our clan ship. We've also leveled up an intimidating presence to reduce the number of titans per stage, and we've also participated in some clan quests to level up the anti-titan cannon skill to give us this splash skip. Now, clan ship is now getting an extra 6 splash from aerial assault, making the total splash count to 10 with the 4 default splash and the 6 bonus splash from aerial assault. Anti-titan cannon is giving us 2 splash skip from clan ship attacks, and we'll be fighting against 6 titans per stage. So we're now sitting over 0 over 6 on this stage for an example. So our clan ship attacks the titan, killing it instantly and giving us the splash damage we need. We have killed the titans who have used up 1 of a 10 splash count. Next, our splash skip activates. It will instantly skip 2 titans, bringing us to 1 over 6 to 3 over 6. Now we have used up all our splash skip, we need to start using our splash count again to progress. Now there are 3 titans before the boss, so we'll necessarily defeat them and now have used up 4 of a 10 splash count. We now need to fight the boss, which we can defeat and use 1 more of a splash to do so. We are now on stage 2 and our splash skip is recharged because we're on a new stage, and we instantly skip 2 titans, making us 2 over 6. We can now use the splash count to defeat the 4 remaining titans. We used up 9 of our 10 splash count. We kill the boss with a last splash count and go to stage 3. Because we're on a new stage, our splash skip recharges and we instantly kill 2 over 6 titans. However, we now run out of splash count. We cannot progress any further. In the end, we defeated a total of 14 titans and 2 bosses for a combined total of 16 splash titans. We also splashed through 2 bosses successfully, so you'll see the stage indicator mention that we splashed a total of 2 stages. Endgame splash example. So you have Snap and Porter, which are 2 titans in the game that has different mechanics. Now we're strong as we can be, we can use Heavenly Strike, build, and a very high level in an energetic radiance. A Heavenly Strike has a total combined splash count of 61, 57 from Heavenly Strike, and 4 from default splash count. We have 70 splash skip. However, we also have 51 titans per stage. We just killed a Snap immediately before this, so the snap effect active for the current stage and the next 49 stages. This means we'll only be seeing 25 titans per stage when Snap is active, because Snap's affects half the number of titans rounds down. Finally, we're sitting on Porter boss titan. We tap a Heavenly Strike, which watch it smash into the Porter. This takes 1 of a 61 splash count instantly. We move forward 50 stages due to the porter stage skip and land on 0 over 25 stages. Because of the fun interaction between Snap and porter stage skips will not affect the number of stages that Snap affects. As such, the current stage and the next 48 stages will have a reduced Titan amount. In fact, a splash skip combined with the Snap ability will allow us to reduce the number of Titans we need to use splash count on to 0, which actually mean that a splash skip and all skip on the Titans will directly take us to the boss. We then use one splash count on the boss and repeat the process over and over. In the end, we end with a total of 49 stages using a splash count and the porter effect, meaning we have used 50 of a 61 splash count. Snap effects wears off though, and now we'll be forced to use one splash on a Titan and one splash on the boss each stage. With our 11 remaining splash count, this means we'll be able to progress through 5 more stages completely, and we'll be able to use a splash skip, a remaining splash, to defeat all the Titans on that stage. We'll end up on the boss and we defeat him with a new attack to continue progressing. Pass through 50 stages with Porter and 49 stages with Snap's help, and 5 stages without, meaning that we splash through a combined total of 104 stages when beginning splashing on the boss. Defeating the boss will not count that stage on an in-game indicator for your total stages splashed. To help with things, remember that bosses have more health than regular Titans. If you find yourself splashing and getting stuck on the boss, either increase your damage or your splash damage to be able to pass them. The sweet spot for splash damage is around 10,000%. Once you reach that number, you should be able to splash through basically anything. However, using skills like Lightning Strike can actually make it harder to splash because it doesn't directly increase your base damage. As such, you have a higher amount of splash damage in order to achieve those large splash amounts. As your Titan count increases, splash skip becomes far more useful than splash count. So try to have enough splash skip to at least skip all Titans when Snap is active. Then you can get some amazing speeds. If you have enough splash damage, you can attack a regular Titan and splash past the boss with the damage boost that splash damage gives. This can help you progress further than you can normally would. Splash attacks are prioritized based on the splash that you have equipped. When attacking with several types of attacks of the same type of your splash equipment will hit first. Splash damage is dealt to splash Titans and bosses using damage boost from either Durandal sword or Hellhelm skull, depending if it's a Titan or boss. If you miss one of these, you might be able to splash through either boss or Titans, but not the other. Now, Durandal pushing is when you attack Titans using splash attack and you splash past the boss, then land on another regular Titan. You keep repeating this process over and over until you cannot beat regular Titans, or you mess up and land on a boss that you can't hope to defeat. Because you complete avoid bosses, you essentially have 100 to 1,000 more damage, and this gives you a lot of free stages of pushing power. We call this Durandal pushing because Durandal sword is an artifact that boosts your non-boss Titan damage. Durandal pushing has multiple requirements before you can use it. You need to have enough splash damage to always maximize your splash amounts. Normally the magic number of this is around 100,000 damage range, but results can vary depending on your max stage. Typically you can achieve this high number by leveling up your kit and Heart of Storms. You can have less splash skip than your total number of Titans at max stage, but you also need to have a value of splash skip and splash that allows you to never worry about hitting a boss. For example, someone who has 1 Titan and 1 boss means you're likely to accidentally land on a boss. Similarly, if you splash 7 Titans each time you attack and you hit 13 Titans and 1 boss per stage, you're gonna have a bad time. You must have a damage source that splashes through bosses that's more powerful than any other damage source. This means you need to have either use a clan ship build, a heavy strike build that doesn't use shadow clone, or using lightning bursts with pet build. You cannot Durandal push using shadow clone build. You must be able to use Doom perk or prestige constantly and reach within 50 stages of your max stage, hoping for a porter. Typically tournaments and mana fairies should help keep you stocked up with enough Dooms to make this work, but know that without Doom this is far more difficult. Additionally, you must either have Ward of Darkness or Anchoring Shot to use Doom method. If you have the High Helm skull, you must also have the Durandal sword. If you have the Durandal sword, you must also have the High Helm skull. Trying to do a Durandal push without one or the other of the artifacts will always end in tragedy. Now there's 2 main methods to do Durandal push. The first one is Doom method. This is a safe method that works 100% of the time. It's a bit slower to set up, but Durandal pushing is always slow as hell. Use Doom. This will give you the damage boost, increases up to 100 times after 30 seconds have passed. Push as fast as possible until you can barely kill bosses. Kill a boss, then quickly kill a Titan with your smash through boss damage source. You should be able to kill a boss using the maximum Doom bonus in order to set this up properly. If another non-smash through boss damage source kills the Titan before you smash it, then you aren't far enough to begin Durandal pushing. Portal method. This is unreliable luck based method. It also doesn't work well in tournaments as you start off Durandal pushing earlier than needed. Be careful not to level up your heroes, not to accidentally bug up and force you to use the as before Doom method. Get lucky and kill a portal near your max stage. Kill the Titan with a smash through boss attack. Now that you have begun Durandal pushing, there are only a few key points to consider. If you ever kill a Titan with regular attack instead of smash through boss attackers, you have to proceed. You never kill a boss once you start Durandal pushing because they'll have hundreds to thousands times more health than anything you faced before, so give up. Just try again. If you have regular damage source that seems it will kill a Titan, it counts your skills. This reduces damage by enough that you'll be safe. It can take a lot of mana, but it's better than having to prestige and do another run. If you aren't sure if you can finish off the Titan with your smash through boss attack, err on the side of caution. Doom's bonus will tick up and it will help guarantee the Titan's death. If you use an anchoring shot or lightning strike, be very careful with your Titan's health. Make sure that your Titan stays alive until you can hit it with your smash through boss's attack is paramount. An anchoring shot is one of the leading causes of clan ship builds failing in the Durandal push. Knowing that this is going to be a slow process, grinding out those extra 100 stages that a Durandal push can give help you win tournaments, but also takes as long as 1 or 2 additional prestiges to do a full Durandal push. This can take even longer if your Durandal push lets you pass a new evolve or ascended wall, because you need to redo your Durandal push again to get past that wall. Now that's basically the whole mechanics of Splash. I know it's a bit complicated. Feel free to go through the videos and read through the bits and bobs. I know there's a lot to take in, but the main fact is just level up all your Splash mechanics. And so there's your main smash through artifacts and skills that I mentioned in the video, and then there's also different methods you can use. Durandal pushing methods if you want those extra couple of levels and stages gains. I hope this has been helpful. If you've liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell notification. I will be releasing a new Tap Titans guide or video once a week, and if you have any suggestions or comments, leave them below, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.